Friday. What's up, PCS family? Wake up. Shake it out. Get on here. Come and get some. Who we got? It's Friday night in White Plains, New York, outside the Charles L. Bryant Federal Courthouse. Down the street, you can't see it, from the Lexington Laundromat for another edition of PCS Laundry Live. Thank you to each and every one of you out there for your never-ending support of Planet Common Sense, PCS Laundry Live, PCS on Twitter, the Planet Common Sense channel on YouTube, and everything else we do. Without you, there would be no reason. We should, at this time, be simulcasting or whatever. Reenie's supposed to put the link on PCS memes so you guys can click right on there and get in here with us, which I don't know how much impact that had, but last week, for whatever reason, was the biggest show we've had yet. It was like twice the amount of time put in, time listened of any show we've done so far since February when we started. We've done, I think, 35 or 36 shows now. And you know what? That was the first time we did the link to the PCS memes page, which is on freaking fire, by the way. We'll get to that later. But hopefully that was the key, and that bumped it up because, man, we had a lot of people in here checking out the show and staying on, and trying to, stay nice and calm this week, just like I did last week. I'm not going to get all crazy. I want to keep it nice and sedate like I did last week. That was a trip, that show. Shit got a little loose. But anyway, thanks again, everybody, for being here tonight. I don't know what we're going to talk about because it's mostly the same shit we talked about last week. We got a little wind tonight, too, so if you start hearing that being annoying, there's not but shit I can do about it except try and cover the phone up a little bit, which I'm doing already. But look, we got a little leaf tornado going over there. I don't know if you can see it or not. But I'll try and keep the wind off the mic, and I'll do the best I can. And if I got to start yelling and screaming into the phone, I'm certainly capable of doing that. So that's pretty much the story. New folks, which we've got a load of them once again. Listen, PCS memes has just been en fuego all week. Last 2 weeks, we've been getting 60, 70, 80 people a day have been joining up on the memes page, which if you didn't know, which you should by now, but if you didn't know, it's just a mirror page now to the regular Planet Common Sense page. Everything that goes up on Planet Common Sense also goes up on PCS memes. You will certainly, from what I'm hearing, get better access to the PCS content through the memes page because of all the bullshit that goes on the regular page so far. But PCS memes out there, go check it out. It's just type in PCS memes or Planet Common Sense memes, or you can use the code word, which is no puss cookies. And you can find us that way. But things have been popping like crazy over there. So anyway, new folks, if you're just joining up for the first time, this is an interactive show. Just jump right in, get in the comments, tell us who you are, where you're from, and what's on your mind, and we'll happily welcome you into the Planet Common Sense family. Scroll looks like it's on fire, so just a whole bunch of just popping up one after another, which is unusual this early. So let's get right down to it, and I hope you guys got some stuff because I got nothing new. I got nothing new. I got plenty, but nothing that we haven't really talked about before. So let's see what you got. Something will come to me, and you know how we do. We'll just get on with it. So Mike Petty is here. Darla Elkins is here. Deborah Patera, this has to be a record for the longest duration of you not being in Facebook jail in a long time, because you've been on for a couple of weeks in a row now, and that's unusual for you. You know who I was wondering if is in jail, and if you're out there? Becky Ignelzi, if you're out there, pop in and say something, because we did that on the anniversary last week, the 2-year anniversary, which thanks for everybody for popping in on that too. We didn't make that big of a spectacle out of it, but it was fun. But we did the t-shirt contest, and Sherry Siebert, I also still have to send your shirt out, and I've been sucky about that, but I'll get that done this weekend, I promise. But Becky, we gave away your t-shirt last week, and I haven't heard from you since just before it or after it, or since. So I'm just wondering if you're back in the clink again. But pop in and say hey if you're around. Al Carpenter's here, Mona Eves, Rini Bilanis, my lovely and talented PCS co-pilot, is here and watching and working on a martini, getting ready for the night and the weekend. Lisa Rossell is checking in from Ohio. Deborah Patera, Shepard Smith quit today. Yeah, I saw that just before like 10 minutes before I came on. That the walking, talking, feminine pronoun himself has resigned from Fox. I don't know anything about it because I didn't have time to go read anything because it was just about showtime. But anybody knows anything about that or what's the reasons behind it? Why that little panty boy had a tantrum and quit? What's on his mind? I figure he'd be doing really good at Fox now. What with them all going down that dark path and starting to turn left. What's your, that's another thing too, like what's been your experience lately with Fox? Because I wrote Fox off months ago, a long time ago. You remember, I believe, excuse me, it was during that whole thing where Laura Ingraham had said some shit about that little douche, David Hogg. And then he said something, they were going back and forth, and they made her apologize to him. And I was like, yo, fuck this. You don't apologize to these little nothings. And it really rubbed me the wrong way. And I was already a little leery about Fox and some of the things I'd been hearing and stuff. And I gave up on them. I didn't even look at Fox for a long time. And if you'll notice, I hardly ever post anything that comes from Fox anymore. They seem kind of corrupted to me at this point. So what's your take on that? What do you think they're doing? Where are they going? It just seemed odd that in light of what's kind of feeling like is going on over there, that Sheppy packed it in. It just seemed like a funny thing. So if anybody knows anything about that, pipe right in and tell us. And tell us your feelings on Fox. How you feeling about Fox News in general? We got Calista Ramirez is here. Lisa Rossell saying, love that Shep quit. Yeah, I mean, again, I never watched him because why would I? I can't even look at the guy for very long and just kind of just creepy looking. And yeah. But, yeah, man, what's up with that? Anybody knows? Say it. Janet Campagna, keep up the great work. Thank you. I guess you're talking to me. I don't know what I'm doing other than just sitting on a corner, talking into my phone and sitting at my desk, typing into the computer, but you guys seem to like it. There's no accounting for it. Thank you so much, Lisa. Oh, that was Janet. I'm sorry, but thank you too, Lisa. Joe Yee is watching. Scott Thompson is checking in from Valley Forge, Pennsylvania. You can't get much more patriotic than Valley Forge, Pennsylvania. Cool. Thanks for being here. Joe Yee, I'm here. Finally, it's been such a long time. Yeah, you haven't been around. I seen you on the board. And I seen you popping up in Trumplicans every now and then. I haven't shouted out to Trumplicans in a long time. That's my go-to group. And let me tell you something. I'm going through groups. It's like ridiculous. But that's a whole nother story. But it's just one of the ways to draw people in and get the word out and get some people out there. So I go through a lot of groups. But Trumplicans is the only one I've been sticking with. I was with them and they were kind of, digging what I was doing from way back before PCS even started. So shout out to Rini and all the people from Trumplicans. I hope you're all still popping in. I've been posting a lot of memes over there and you guys seem to like the stuff. So, but cool. Deborah Patera, Hunter Biden reminds me of a nightcrawler. They just slide back into their holes. I don't even know if I want to get too much into what holes Hunter Biden's been crawling into. Man, I had a shitty day. I was really hoping we were just going to have a good time and not talk about dirtbags tonight. But I guess there's no getting around it that we're going to have to talk about this stuff because it's just what we do. So, yeah, what do you got on Hunter Biden? Where's Hunter? He's missing in action. Should be easy to spot with that red and white striped shirt and the red and white cap and the friggin' Coke residue around his nose and the bloodshot eyes. But, yeah, you haven't heard. That's kind of curious right there. How you haven't really heard. Well, I guess it's not. I mean, he's obviously a freak and a dirtbag. So I imagine they're probably doing everything they can to keep him away from the cameras and the reporters, like I kind of said in that meme today. But, yeah, what's up? What's he up to? And the whole, what was I calling him? The establishment Washington spawn amateur Ukrainian energy experts, specialists, something like that. It's kind of ponderous. We got to come up with an acronym for that. Like, you know, my acronyms. I got to use a couple of days ago, which is like a throwback, was the Tons of Women Against Trump Sisterhood. You can remember that one. That was almost a t-shirt. The Tons of Women Against Trump Sisterhood, which the acronym for that is TWATS, which is perfect. So if we go back into t-shirts again, we'll have to take a look at that one and see if we can maybe make that happen. But yeah, we gotta come up with something like that. Sally Hackney saying hi, Glenn. Mona Eves, Hanoi Jane was arrested, and that was another one I saw too. Again, it was just kind of quick, just in passing before I started tonight, that Jane Fonda got arrested at one of these idiot protests. I don't even know what they're protesting. They don't really even know what they're protesting. It's just like that whole Orange Man Bad theme. You know, that's all they really need to work themselves up and get all excited and you know, have their little annoying protests. But who knows, who knows anything about what that's. I missed a lot today because it was just a couple of things. It always happens on Friday like that. Things start breaking just before I come on. And I don't have time to really look at them. And I had to go pick out that lovely intro music that you heard today. Reg Kehoe and his Marimba Queens. It's one of my all-time favorites. And make the, there's things I got to do beforehand. So when those things pop up at the last minute, I kind of miss them a little bit. So fill me in. What did that reptile Jane Fonda do to get locked up outside of just being there? We got Mary Gunny saying hi from Grand Rapids, Michigan. We got Scott Thompson. So where will Shepard Smith end up? Got my money on CNN. That's where Alison Camerata went after she went full libtard and left Fox. Shep seems way more like an MSNBC kind of, I don't know, like I got this impression, and like I don't watch either one of them. I keep them both. I keep their apps on the phone because it's the way I work with like news. Like I just get a blend of like, you get a story breaking and you hear it on Breitbart and then you go hear it on OANN or whatever. But then I like to go to like a Fox or an MSNBC, or even sometimes I'll go to Huffington Post or whatever, HuffPost they're calling it now, to just get a blend, to just hear both sides and kind of let it merge into like what the real story might be, because everybody's full of shit on both sides. It's not like, it's just them. We're a little full of shit too sometimes in our media. We're not perfect. But here's the thing though, like I always kind of, and again, this is not from experience because I don't spend a lot of time, but I always just kind of thought MSNBC was like a little more of a soft, kind of mushy, kind of whooshy, compared to CNN, where CNN tries to come off a little more hardcore. And Shep, I mean, that's a no-brainer. He goes for, if he was any softer, he'd be lactating. So I kind of figured him for an MSNBC or maybe even HuffPost, maybe go right for them or something like that. But who knows where he's going to end up. Maybe he'll take a little time off and maybe he'll, go have surgery and he'll be Sheparita or something like that. He'll take a little break in his career. Or replace, that was the other thing too with MSNBC with, what's her name, Rachel Maddow and Sally Cohn, that they should both leave broadcast journalism and tour America as a Wham tribute band. So maybe Shep will fill in for them. Maybe that's going to happen, and Shep's going to take one of those spots. So who knows where Shep's going to land? Who gives a shit, really? Deborah Patera, don't be an asshole. Only rule for newbies. We haven't gone over the rules in a long time. It's been pretty tranquil on Planet Common Sense. For like months now, I'm putting the freaking whammy on it now, probably by talking about it. But we haven't had any fights. I haven't much had to kick anybody out. I haven't had to go referee any bullshit, which I really don't, I don't want to do that. Like, I'll watch. Like, if you guys are going to fight, if you want to fight, well, you're fucking grown-ups. Work it out. Fight. Go ahead. Just, like Deborah said, don't be an asshole. It's the golden rule. That's the only rule. Let's go over the rules. New people, here's the rules. Rule number 1, don't be an asshole. That's it. Enjoy your time here. You're grown-ups, don't be an asshole. That's all. So, Deborah, thanks for prompting me on that. Like I said, we haven't gone over the rules, our extensive community guidelines, in a long time, because it hasn't been a need to. It's just been pretty chill, which is a nice thing about it. It's kind of the way I want to keep it, man. Like, I don't run it with an iron fist, but I try and keep the riff-raff out. People start acting up, they go pretty quickly without much spectacle. Although we could get a lot of entertainment about the fights. I could go old school, University of Glenn, like those archive stuff that I put up. But I just don't do that anymore. Like, I don't go online and fight with anybody much anymore, because the result tends to, the outcome and the positive, the gain tends, I'm not looking for the right word, gain. The gain tends to not outweigh the cost sometimes in those 30-day jail sentences. And you know how that shit goes, and we just don't have any recourse except me driving Rini crazy anymore as far as keeping the page posted if I'm in jail. So I try and stay out of jail. But like I said, man, I want this to be a place where people can come and chill and say what they want and have fun. If you want to fight, go ahead and fight. I'm choking on myself. But work it out, because I'm not reffing. So that's that. Moving on. Bob Devin is here. AJ Hunkley is here. Did you see the press conference Joe Biden did? I did not. Let us know what happened. There's a lot of little things started cracking, like just before the show started. I didn't see Joe's press. Well, we missed a rally last night. Oh, that's another thing too. And I should have said this right up front, but I did mention it earlier. Tonight, what we're going to do, as soon as the show is over, or some point after the show is over, between roughly 7:30 and 8 o'clock, I'm going to hook up a watch party for the rally down in Louisiana, and just see how that works out. People coming off of Laundry Live and just, hit the bathroom and grab some popcorn and a six-pack and come on back and we'll do the watch party with us, and we'll see how that goes. But apparently we missed a really good one last night. I got a couple of memes out of, because I heard he got off a couple of great lines, and I just, that one really is the one I should have keyed on, being Minnesota and all, because Minnesota is just such a, no offense, but such a fucked up place and such a wacky place. And I should have kind of keyed on that and did a watch party last night. But then that, I just kind of thought it'd be kind of a cool idea to put it together and see how that works. Just flowing from Laundry Live, take a little breather, and then hit up a watch party. But we'll see how it goes later on tonight. You know what else we didn't do too, and this is my bad, was I didn't get with Linda during the week and try out the Come Online with Glenn feature. It's just been a busy week. It's always a busy week, and it's just me bitching and moaning, as always. But I never got around to that. But we'll get that done one of these days and see if we could start doing that too. So let me catch up here. Mary Gunny said, maybe Shep is the second whistleblower. There's no whistleblower. There's no whistleblower. It's fake news. If there was a whistleblower, we would have known. Well, look at the leaks in Washington. They can't keep anything a secret. Nothing. And if you think there was a whistleblower of this magnitude, and it's been like 2.5 weeks now, or whatever, 2 weeks, we would have known by now. It's bullshit. There's no fucking whistleblower. They created this whole thing. Now they're trying to figure out who to make the whistleblower, who to cast. Like, they're having a big casting call, like when they bring out the sexual predators, the sexual assault victims. They audition people to play the role. And they're doing that right now with this. This is such bullshit. I don't even want to hear the word whistleblower. It's such bullshit. I'm sorry. I don't mean to yell at you. Who was that? Said about the or whatever. Who said about the whistleblower? I apologize. I didn't mean to yell. I don't think he whistles, he blows. That's Mike Petty saying to Mary Gunn. Nice. Deborah Matera, you have to really be selective on where you can get your news. OAN and Rush are my go-tos. I keep about a half a dozen lefties, and I keep about a half a dozen righties. I try and keep a couple in the middle. I keep AP, because, everybody's going to tell you, yeah, they lean left, but that's where their news source is from. That's where everybody else gets a lot of their stuff from. So I try and keep current with that. And I just keep the apps and like it's like my morning routine. Like, it's not the same every day, but that's just one of my resources where, like, I'm usually out of the house by like 5:30, 6 o'clock, and on a bench somewhere having coffee and trying to figure out what the day is going to bring and what direction we're going to go. And am I going to pull out a meme? Am I going to pull out an article? Or just some words of wisdom from your pal Glenn? Or whatever the case may be. And a lot of times, if I don't see anything popping on Twitter, I don't see anything popping on Facebook, I'll just go, I keep them on a separate page on my phone, and I flip over to that page, and it's just like a whole screen full of different news outlets, and I'll just read the first one, the first story on each one. And if it's something big, it's usually on most of them at the same time, and you get a wide spectrum of different opinions and points of view on the same story. And it's just like you stew it. And you just let it all come together. You pick out the dumb shit. You take the relevant points, and you kind of get a good picture of what's actually going on with that particular story. Which, again, I don't tell anybody what to do, but that's just how I do it. So if you want to do it that way, do it. If you don't, then don't. But that's what I do. So, I don't, obviously, which ones are left, which ones are right. And you got to know, it's another thing too, man. It's been driving me crazy this week. And this also comes from like spending a lot of time hanging around with these Facebook groups. Some of these places that people are using and posting articles from are just the most absurd, ridiculous. How do you fucking possibly not know that this is just fake bullshit? Media outlets, you can't even call them media outlets, just straight up entertainment. And I even say it up front, man. If you go on the front page of Planet Common Sense, it says entertainment website. Nobody should be coming to me for news. And nobody. That's crazy. I'm an entertainer at best. I'm a goofy douche sitting on a corner in White Plains talking to my phone under more normal circumstances. But this isn't where you come for news, okay? And the thing that just like broke the straw that broke the camel's back, but it was just like the one that really made me think of this was today. Somebody posted an article saying that on The View that McCain's daughter and that tubby redhead, what's her name? I don't even remember her name. But they both got kicked off the show for saying something about like having the president executed. And they posted like it's an article. And people are commenting on it. It's like, are you people out of your fucking minds? Like, it took me 5 seconds to debunk your stupid article from realconservativenews.com or whatever other bullshit. Yo, people, just be careful about that stuff. Don't bring that shit to PCS. Don't start posting some phony ass, the true patriot news or whatever, the Tea Party 101 or oh my god, it just irks the crap out of me. And I see it on these other pages. I'm like, if I ever see that shit popping up on Planet Common Sense, I'm gonna just lose my marbles. But all right, I'm off on a tangent. So we got Sherry. I see you're here now, Sherry Seifert. I said it before, I still didn't get your t-shirt out to you, and I am so sorry about that. I will absolutely get that done within the next day or two. I don't know if I can do it over the weekend, but by Monday for sure. So I apologize about that. I suck a lot. But I've been busy, and I'm always busy. You know how that is, but it's no excuse. So I'll get that taken care of. Joe Yee. Haven't watched Fox in a while. Don't quite trust him. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I'm starting to get that feeling to him where they're just, the ownership is different, and the head of Fox, when it was Fox, is not around anymore. It's on his kids now. It's changing, and you should be leery about it. You should. I'm not. You should be more than be leery about them. They're going in a funny direction, which makes it even odder that Panty Boy quit. But who knows? So Sherry's saying hi to everybody. Hi, Sherry. Sally Hackney. Never miss Greg Gutfield, especially on Saturday night. Yeah, that's another one. Like, I kind of tend to overlook him a little bit. I don't know if did he have his own show, or is he doing a podcast now or whatever? He got jacked really bad. What was that thing that happened with his kid? And the shit left holes just ripped him apart where his kid died. I don't remember, and I don't want to start telling the story. Somebody refresh my memory. But what is he up to now? Like, is he doing a podcast, or what is he doing? I don't watch TV, so I never really watched him on TV, but like I would pick up his clips. And he's a bright guy, and I like a lot of the things he says. So I would definitely try and catch up with him. It seems like a pretty legit source. Kira Weber Hopwood. Sorry I'm late. What did I miss? Nothing much. I've been pretty calm. Like, it's not like last week where I just started going fucking bananas right from the start. I've just been chilling and talking and scrolling, having a cigarette, trying to slip on into the weekend. But no, you didn't miss anything, I don't think. But if I fill Kira in, but if I'm not remembering something I said, tell her. Deborah Patera. None of the other news people know. Cavuto was like a deer in the headlights. He's on right after Shep. He's another one that, he just rubs me the wrong way. There's nobody, I get it with like Tucker. I get it with Sean Hannity. I've been listening to Sean Hannity since I was a kid. He used to be on the Bob Grant show like 30 years ago, 40 years, maybe not 40 years ago, but when Bob Grant was still around. I'm guessing he's dead now, or he's either dead or he's like 110. But if anybody remembers the Bob Grant show, man, Bob Grant was hilarious, and he was a hardball conservative, and he didn't give a shit. what he said to people. Like, it was on radio in the 60s and 70s and 80s into the, I think he was into like mid 80s. So it was like, he didn't get loose with like, cursing people out or anything like that. Like, like you see now. But he did not give a shit about telling somebody what he thought in words that were manageable for and appropriate for broadcast. But Sean Hannity was like, it was one of his proteges, if I remember it correctly. Sean Hannity's been on for a long, long time. He goes way, way back before Fox. And I liked him then, like when he was young and first came out. And it's not that I don't now. It's just that the tie to Fox just rubs me the wrong way. And the same thing with Tucker. I've talked about Tucker before, and it's not even that I have an issue with him. It's just that when he first came out, he came out guns blazing, and everybody that went on their show just got their ass handed to him. And the quintessential one was that silly little girl from Teen Vogue that he just completely spanked live on air and made her freak out at the end and just cut her off, which is hilarious. And that was pretty early in his run with the Tucker Carlson show. I think that's the name of the show, the Tucker Carlson Show, or if it has some other name. And I get Tucker, and Tucker's a bright guy, and he's a smart guy, and he says the right things. But the thing about him was I could kind of, I think I even said this before, like way back when we first started PCS, that if he was going to go like that, where people were going to come on his show, and he was just going to gut them, which is what he did. That's exactly what he did. Then nobody big was going to come on his show. He's never going to get A.O. Circus Monkey on his show. He's never going to get anybody super, super prominent to come on the show for an ass beating. Who wants to get their ass kicked live on that, or taped? I don't know if he's live or taped. But who wants to get the shit kicked out of him on TV in front of the whole country? And I don't know, what do you do about that? Like, that's his thing. That's Tucker's thing, or how it was anyway. I don't know if he's like evolved and changed the show since then. But it was just brutal. Like, people would go on and just get the shit kicked out of them. It's like a boxer, man. Like, a boxer comes out and they win their first fight and they knock the guy out in the first round. And then they win their second fight in the first round. And then the third fight. After a little while, it becomes harder and harder to find an opponent for that person. If you watch the movie $1 Million Baby, great movie. It was like that whole thing where like she was just fucking everybody up, and it ended up that the manager ended up having to pay other managers. Clint Eastwood had to pay the other managers to get people to come and fight her. And I saw that coming. I saw that coming for Tucker. And I wonder if that's what happened, if he doesn't do that sort of thing anymore. But he never, like, what profile, like high profile, and I'm not saying he hasn't, I'm saying I don't know. Like, what is the highest profile guest he's had on that he treated like that? Because I just don't think the real profile, high profile guests are going to come on a show like that for an ass beating. And I think that was something that kind of could have hurt him going on. Again, I never really started watching the show. I do check on him and I watch his videos. But it just looked like it was kind of a no-win. And again, it's the same thing, like I said, with Sean Hannity. There's like that specter of a potentially corrupted Fox News network hanging over that show too, Same thing with Laura Ingraham. I got no particular gripe with her. I like her. I go to her website or her own private webpage. But I just don't watch that shit. I don't trust Fox, like you were saying before. So I'm getting way behind here, so I'm going to bypass some of this. Let me see if we got anything going on. Sally Hackney, the Trump rally last night was awesome. That's what I heard, and I messed up not having a watch party on that. We should have done that. But we're going to do a watch party tonight. That's Kira. That's what you missed, if you missed it before. We're going to do a watch party tonight. Soon after we're done and wrap up the show tonight, I'm going to hook up a watch party for the rally in Louisiana. So hopefully last night was just a warm-up, and he's all geared up and ready to go in Louisiana tonight, and he goes and kicks some ass, and we'll have some fun watching it all together with our PCS family. So right after the show, like I said, go pee, grab a beer and some chips, and settle down and come back, and we'll do a watch party on the Trump rally in Louisiana. Calista Ramirez got a big, giant, laughy face on, and I don't know why, because I'm so far behind. I'll catch up with it. The other thing, new folks, comments come quick. A lot of them don't show up at all. It's another thing, too. Somebody remind me. I got to tell you about comments. So I don't see all your comments. They do shoot by. I do skip a lot. If there's anything I miss, I'd go do a recap, usually Saturday morning, and I'll answer all your questions that you have, and I'll say hi and all that shit. We do that on Saturday morning. So, Kalisa, I'm going to come and figure out what you were laughing at tomorrow morning. Kira Weber Hopwood, Hanoi Jane crashed the millennial socialist climate protests. Yeah, really, like she's like 100. What's she doing around that? Watch she doesn't fall and break a hip or something. She was protesting climate change. Oh, so Hanoi Jane was protesting weather. Oh, did she change anything? Nope. Stop protesting weather. Emily Ann McElroy, that is a new name, I believe. Saying hello from Kansas City. Emily, thank you for joining us on PCS Laundry Live. Appreciate you being here. Jump right in. Tell us what's on your mind. Everybody say hi to Emily and welcome her to the family. Karen Milton. I blew an easy name. I never do that. Karen Minton, hello from North Carolina. Deborah Patera said somebody's jerking off Don Lemon. Ew. Oh. Who's that? Shep Smith, man. Maybe they'll do a show together like Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson when they did the songs, the Ebony and Ivory. Like Shep can like team up with Black Pee Wee Herman and they could do a show together. That'd be funny. Kira Weber Hopwood, Jane has to jump on the latest trend. She can't cry Me Too because no one's touched that dried out beaver in decades. Ew. You guys are making me gag tonight. That's my job. Don't make me pull out somebody with snarly toes for the next 10-minute countdown next week. Mark Halmo. Sheep, I guess you mean Shep, wears a blue tie. What's that tell you? Yeah, I don't know. It tells you he's a little bit of a lefty. Mona Eve, Shep might end up on MSNBC. I just see him there. I don't know why. Like I said, I don't like spend enough time on any of those to like get what the trend is, but like I just go with gut feeling. And my gut feeling was always that MSNBC was a little softer, and who's softer than Shep Smith? And I could kind of see him there before he'd be at CNN. CNN's kind of chock full of pudding heads already. I don't know like what his role would be. Yo, whatever happened to Megyn Kelly? Did something happen with her? Because she disappeared like I predicted she would. Pat on the back. But what happened with her? Like, she's gone, and I thought I had read something either this week or maybe it was last week that something like specific happened with her, which I just don't recall. And if I missed it, I suck for it, I guess, because I talked a lot of shit about her and how awful she was, and that like within a year that she'd be doing like ribbon cuttings at a local supermarket for like News 12 wherever you are, the local cable station, and that's about where she's at right now, except she's probably got a lot of money. She probably doesn't have to worry about it. You know, she'll cover the Pinewood Derby for the Cub Scouts and, you know, the local 5K and stuff, like all that exciting stuff. There's a place for everyone, except me. Oh, comments. Nobody reminded me. I had to remind myself. Listen, I don't know now what's going on now, and I'm not going to start like a whole Facebook bitch whine weep thing, but all of a sudden like your comments aren't showing up on the page. Most of them are, but a lot of them aren't, and it won't let me change the setting. It's just saying most relevant at the top, and like, you know, who's the judge of that? Because if it's Facebook, I have a problem with that for one. But then I click it to see all comments, and like another dozen comments pop up that I never would have seen if I didn't do that. I'm not like going to every single comment like I used to. Like I made it a die-hard habit of going and clicking like on every single comment unless you were an asshole on the page. And I just can't do that anymore. It's just like the volume of it just got to be just too ponderous. But I still try and go back and get as many as I can. And I feel bad when I see, you know, a knot of them that I didn't get to. And the fact is I haven't been seeing them because they're hiding them for some reason. So just bear with me on that. If I'm not seeing your comments or clicking like or whatever, I'm just not seeing them. And I'm trying to, you know, keep up with that. But there's only so much time in a day and there's only two hands on this guy. So I do the best I can. Lisa Rossell, Huffington Post. I'll tell you my story with Huffington Post and PCS jacked up GFAC, okay? Straight up. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. I followed the Huffington Post for a long time just because Ariana Huffington was hot. That was the only reason. I had like a little cyber crush on Ariana Huffington. So I followed the Huffington Post. And she's still pretty smoking for an older broad. I don't need that anymore though, because I got PCS and that's my biggest demographic is Don't get me started on this shit now. I got a lot of cyber crushes of my own now that I can have without, I don't need Ariana Huffington anymore, so I don't much read the HuffPost anymore. Mark Halmo is calling Shep Smith Sheparita. What's like the feminine for Shep? Sheep, Shep, sheep, shit, sheep, Shepina, Shepette. That'll be a contest. We're going to name Shep like we named the fish. We got to come up with a name for Shep. Shepard Smith. That's a rough name to start out with. Mike Petty, maybe Shep will go on The View, right? Wouldn't he fit right in with that friggin' hen house right there? Oh my goodness. I don't know if anybody watches that shit, but they do. It's crazy. Kimberly Elmore, you are late, but I'm glad you're here. Hi, friends, she says. Linda Bleefnick, there's no thermostat here to fight about, so we all get along. Okay, I don't know if thermostat was the word you meant. If it was, it still kind of makes sense. And you and I, Linda, we got that, connection. So I understand your meaning. And you're right, and that's exactly what it is, and that's kind of the way I try and keep it. This is like the clubhouse, man. And you know what? Hopefully one day it's a giant clubhouse with 500,000 people in it, and I'm making a lot of money somehow. But for now, with our 11,000 plus people, it's a nice, cozy little clubhouse, and anybody can come in it, but whether you stay in it or not depends on you following the rules. And the rules are, don't be an asshole. We went over the rules a little while ago. Extensive course in the Planet Common Sense Community Standards. You want to do it again? Here's the rules. Don't be an asshole. Mona Eves, I'm opting to ignore assholes. You can say asshole, Mona, if you're not inclined to do so. Just don't feel like you can't. You can. Janet Campagna, you can't fight with ignorance. What do we got? Rebecca Johnson is here. Now, Rebecca Johnson, I have to ask you this question. This is awkward. Are you one of Becky Ignelzi's many aliases, and Becky's in jail right now? Because I see your comments pop up a lot near each other, and some of you guys got more backup accounts than I ever had. I had a whole team of little field agents for a while, and I just somehow I was associating Rebecca Johnson and Becky Ignelzi and one of her many aliases. So Rebecca Johnson, if you are Becky Ignelzi, just either send me a message and let me know if you don't want to say it here. And if you're not, I completely apologize. It seems like it almost was a rude question to ask. I don't want to blow your cover or anything like that, but I have a tough time between the two for some reason. Darla Elkins, I am the next whistleblower. Darla, what are you going to blow the whistle about? What would be your thing? Like if you were going to blow a whistle on somebody, what would you do it about? Deborah Patera, El Camino came out today. The Breaking Bad movie on Netflix. It was pretty good. I thought that was about like one of those 70s cars that was like half a car in the front and half a pickup truck in the back. The El Camino. I thought it was just a show about that. But I don't know. I don't watch TV, so what do I know? Lisa Rossell, they have been advertising for whistleblowers for money. Seriously. And you know what? Like it's shocking to not shocking, but it like caught my eye to read that, and then instantly didn't surprise me a bit. Because you see that they probably got ads on Craigslist or something like that, like they do for the rallies and they do for the protests and they did for whatever to find Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. That's just how they do it, It's like a little cottage industry, like political performers. Al Carpenter, Shep's always looking to blow a second whistle. You guys are awesome. Anna Davis, I just see your name with no comment and it looks like a new name, so don't be shy. Jump right in. Nobody bites too hard. And if you're new, which I think you are, welcome to PCS Laundry Live. Doing a quick time check here. And you know what? I bought a watch with me, a clock with me today, and I don't have it out like a jackass. I still got some time. I feel like we haven't really talked about much tonight. I've just been scrolling and reading, but I'm having fun, and nobody's yelling at me for it, so I guess we're on a good groove. Mary Gunny, the National Enquirer is real news compared to the mainstream media. I thought the National Enquirer kind of got legitimized with some of the things they came out with. Didn't they blow open some of Hillary's shit a couple of years ago, and then all of a sudden the National Enquirer was a real media outlet. I remember that shit when I was a little kid, my grandmother would always have the National Enquirer and the Star and the Examiner in the bathroom for, like, you know, reading purposes when you're in the reading room. Because what are you doing? You're just sitting there. Now we got phones for that. We don't need newspapers, a stack of them in the bath. I think my parents still have a stack of reading material in there. But, like, yeah, that was just always, like, junk news about, like Elvis is still alive and fucking aliens came and blew me and all kinds of wacky stuff like that. But, like, didn't they break something that was, like, totally legit? And now, like, all of a sudden, like, the National Enquirer is like a real news outlet. And you know what? Your point being that, like, they're real news compared to the leftist sock puppet media. You're right. You know, no, they're making stuff up, but at least they're honest about it. But remember those old papers, man? They're like just always some crazy shit on them, and they were always laying there next to the bowl. So you had something to do while you're doing your something. Giving up the family tales. Yeah, but everybody did that. That's no secret. Mike, Patty, I always fact-check posts I see on Facebook. Good deal. And don't let Facebook fact-check your posts either, because they're full of shit. Like, they don't really, they fact-check your posts the same way they fact-check the things you say. And they, you know what I mean by fact, it's just bullshit. I would love to see what they say about me, because, like, when I go on the page, I can't see that stuff. I don't see it from that perspective. Even if I go, like, there's a little button you can push where it's like view as a visitor. But it still doesn't tell me, like, you know, because I know it's got that little thing, and you push it, and it tells you a little bit about the page, and you go on, like, the CNN page, and it's like, CNN is one of the industry leaders in honest, true, blah, 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 news, and blah, blah, blah. Then you go to Breitbart, and you click on there, it's like, Breitbart sucks, Orange Man bad, and, you know, so it's all bullshit, and I always kind of wondered what they say about me. So, like, if anybody ever sees that, like, that little icon, when you go on something I post, or when you go on PCS, just click it and open it up and take a screenshot for me and send it to me. I'd just love to see what they say about me. I'm sure they tell you about my little hate speech incident from a couple of months ago, because that's going to be hanging on for a year or so and throttling my reach, but let's not get into that. But yeah, if anybody could do that for me, that'd be awesome. Like, just hit that little icon, and you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, I can't point to it. It's on the screen. It's like right there somewhere over here. Just whatever. I don't know. I don't see it. I'm just faking that. Hi. But, like, click that thing open and just take a screenshot, because I'd love to see what it says. I have no idea. Greg Johnson, the starter cord broke on my POS computer. Took until now to load up. Love y'all. It's like my computer at work, man. I spend more time staring at that screen cursing, waiting for shit to open up, because, like, I got this like 1994 compact computer, or what was not Dell, what was that other company that's not around anymore that was like Dell, where, like, you ordered them, you didn't buy them in the stores, and it's just slow and it drives me nuts. And, like, I want to start like going like the freaking dial up. But yeah, man, I feel for you, Greg. I got one of those with the pull cord too. Greg says Fox is going over to the dark side. It's almost exactly what I said earlier. You're right. B. Marie's getting in here late. Waves to everyone. Flitting in and out of here and making dinner. Well, get dinner done and get dinner eaten, because at 8 o'clock, we got a watch party on the Louisiana Trump rally. I think he's down there. He's down there. It's like the special race for the governor or a Senate seat or something. I don't know shit. But we're going to do that and see if he gets off a couple of good lines. Hopingly. I just invented another new word. You were here for it. Hopingly, he says some great lines like he did last night. And last night was just a warm-up for tonight. And I picked the right party to go with. So we'll see how that plays out. Sherry Seaford, I'm very patient, Glenn. The shirt will get here when you have time. That's not even the point. And thank you for saying that. But it should have been done a week ago. And I suck for not getting it done. But I'll absolutely get it done. It's just like, I don't want you to feel like I'm blowing you off. And apparently you don't. And I'm glad for that. So thanks for letting me know that. But I'll get on it, I promise. Greg Johnson. Greg Gutfeld has got the biggest balls on Fox. Now I was just asking this question before. Is he still on Fox? Because, like I said, I don't watch TV. Like, I haven't owned a TV in like 15 years. It doesn't appeal to me. What is he doing? Like, is he on? Does he have a show again on Fox? Because I know he left for a while, and I thought he was doing a podcast or something like that. And, like, from what if it was a podcast, like, it wasn't like one of them Keith Olbermann podcasts where, like, he goes and rents like a little 5x5 space at like Westie's self-storage and throws up a couple of bed sheets around them and a GoPro camera, or, you know, not that I'm doing even that, but, he's a don't get me going on Keith Olbermann, but what exactly is Greg Gutfield doing so I can check him out? Let me know. B. Marie, wow, it's dark there already. Yeah, I was going to say that too right at the beginning. Like, it was dark when I sat down at 6:30. And last week it wasn't. Like, it didn't get dark until like 20 minutes after we started. And like, whoa, stop. And the temperature changed. Man, I don't know how it's been around the country, but here in New York, they flipped the switch from summer to fall. It was like 90 degrees one day, then it went down into the 70s the next day, then it went down into the 60s the next day, and it's just sat there like, boom, fall's here. It wasn't like, it was like the day that pumpkin spice came out, and don't get me going on that either. But, oh man, it's like not bad. It's in the 60s, it's probably in the high 50s right now, like I'm hoodied up. But, it's actually pretty nice out, but man, what a quick change that was. But yeah, man, it's getting dark already. Kind of not looking forward to like 2 months from now when I'm sitting on this stone bench and my poor ass when it's 30 degrees. Asymmetrics are going on again. Maybe that'll help. I got to build up a little bit of an ass, and then when I sit on the cold bench, it won't be so bad. We'll see how that goes, but I'm just going to scroll like past everything. Oh, God, you guys are talking a lot, man. All right, I scrolled right to the end, so I passed by a lot of people, and I'm going to catch up because we're getting toward the end. Kira Weber Hopwood is saying, Glenn, you have to talk your dad into continuing the Hillary Hasn't Been President meme series. He says he's quitting next week when he hits 10,000. I'm crushed. I did not know that. I will get with him. And you know what? Maybe I don't know. Now you kind of caught me off guard with that because I didn't know he was going to cut that off. You know what? I don't have any sway over the matter. I will definitely get with him, and I'll see if I can get him to continue on. Maybe we can have him do it exclusively for Planet Common Sense. We'll make him a regular contributor, and instead of me just stealing his stuff like I do already. But I didn't know that, so thanks for hitting me to that. I'll check it out. I'll let you know. I got to go talk to Dad. Got to give Dad a call. Anna Davis liked hopingly. Anna, again, if you're new, I invent a lot of words. Like, guys, tell her all my words. I'm not going to go start just rambling them off now, but, oh, I get the hiccups. I do invent words from time to time, and not all of them catch on, but some of them do, and some of them I actually built this page on. The golden word, and y'all know what that is. So everybody get Anna Davis up to speed on the PCS lexicon and G words. You'll catch on. Mike Patty, he is in Louisiana for the governor's race, I do believe. Yeah, that's what I thought. I wasn't sure if it was a Senate seat or a governor's race, but all right, cool. Thanks for confirming that. We're going to watch part of that shit half hour after we're done here tonight. I probably missed the beginning of it because I got to fold my laundry and stuff, but I'll get it started for you guys, and I'll jump in when I can. Donna Levesque, I think he's on the 5. Is he on the 5? I thought he was on the 5 and left. See, this is me just being like totally ignorant of anything to do with television by choice. So I thought he was on the 5 and left, and if he's back on, or maybe just took a sabbatical or whatever. I know he went through a rough stretch there with something that went. You know what? I'm confusing him, and I know, who am I confusing him with? I'm totally confusing him with something. Some guy lost a kid to like the opioid thing, and got a real grilling from some real scumbags about it. And I think I might be confusing Greg Gutfield with that person. So if anybody knows who my mistake is, let me know so I can stop making it. I feel a little bad about that now. So I don't know how, but sometimes it just somehow clicked that Greg Gutfield isn't the right guy. It was a different guy I was thinking about. B. Marie, it got cold here in Texas just last night. It was 40 degrees this morning. Yikes. I'm not ready for 40. No, I think we went below 40 one morning. I came out of the house and like I took 3 steps, like fuck this, and I went right back in the house and threw on 2 more hoodies and a pair of long pants. I'm on the long pants now, man. That's like depressing as hell. I usually try and wear shorts like until November, and that didn't happen this year. This whole summer just shot by. I didn't get to the beach once. I didn't do a lot of things. I didn't get up to the Kensicle Plaza with the big dam and stuff, which is something I try and like to do because it's real cool up there. But, man, summer went by like a shot. And me not getting to the beach is just fucked up. Because, like, I'm a pirate, man. I grew up on the water. And I was like that all my life. And I hate letting the summer go by and not getting there at least one time. But, yeah, shitty. Mona Eves, yum, pumpkin spice. Oh my God, pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice is a fake flavor. Pumpkin spice is a fake news flavor. Didn't we go over this last week? Now, you see, I was trying to keep a nice, even keel through this whole show, and I almost made it. Now, you're going to get me aggravated because of pumpkin spice, okay? So let me just set everybody straight on pumpkin spice right now. Pumpkin is bullshit, okay? Because nobody in the world would eat pumpkin on its own. It's pumpkin spice. And the fact of the matter is, the spice is what you are tasting, not the pumpkin. Nobody would eat pumpkin. Pumpkin doesn't even taste like anything. Pumpkin spice is a fraud. Pumpkin is a fraud. Pumpkin spice is well, it's not a fraud because it's actually a flavor, but it's spice, and they should just call it that. It's a big marketing ploy. It's just bullshit. It's like Easter eggs and Valentine's Day. They just throw pumpkin spice at you. And the biggest thing about it is everybody goes, oh, fuck, here comes pumpkin spice again. Oh, look, it's April, and they have pumpkin spice already. Pumpkin spice is a marketing fraud. It's a fake flavor. It's not, I can't remember what I said about it the other day. It was really funny. Missy, if you're out there, if you remember, because that's how this whole conversation started about pumpkin spice being a fraud. Pumpkin spice is not a legitimate flavor. So, fuck pumpkin spice. I don't want to hear about it. I'm sorry. Mona, if you like it, enjoy it, sweetheart. I love you. I don't care if you have pumpkin spice. But pumpkin spice is bullshit. And that's all I have to say about that. Dawn of the Rescue. You'll get hemorrhoids. I've never had hemorrhoids in my life, so I wouldn't even know if I had them. Susan Lee, we're just casually. See, this is the beautiful thing about the Planet Common Sense family and PCS and the way we do things and the way we can talk about me getting hemorrhoids like we're just having a conversation over coffee. And nobody cares. Like I was talking about my ass last night and how when I do my isometric exercises, hanging out the window having a cigarette, and I do the isometrics, and as I do them, my shorts fall down. And my ass ends up just sticking out. And like, what the fuck? I'm by myself. I'm a single guy. Nobody's going to see anything. So I just let them drop rather than interrupt the sequence of exercises. And we just casually talk about that's the beauty of the PCS family. We can tell each other anything comes to mind. Susan Levy, you could do the laundry live while hanging out of your window doing butt crunches, nice and warm. No, you know what? This is like a weird little like OCD thing of mine. Like I won't go near a window with my phone because I'm afraid I'm going to drop it. That's God's honest truth. Like when I take a picture out the window, I stand 2 feet back from the window and take the picture and just crop it because I'm terrified that I'm going to drop the phone. And you know what? It's like grass in the back, like nothing will happen, but it'll be a pain in the ass. Like I have to go downstairs, I have to get dressed because I don't stay completely dressed when I'm in the house alone by myself doing my isometrics, obviously. But then I have to go downstairs and get the phone and then come back up. And, yeah, it's an annoyance. But yeah, I'm funny about that. Like I don't take my phone anywhere near the window. It's kind of like a little quirk of mine. But, and besides, I have to go somewhere to do my laundry because I don't have a machine at the house. So I got to trek on over to the Lexington laundromat, see my friend Hector, flip my laundry and come and talk to you while the dry cycle's going. That's the trip. That's PCS Laundry Live in a nutshell. You know what I did the other day? And it was kind of funny. And I'm not recommending it because it was silly. And like I get it. And hardcore PCSers will kind of get it and go watch it at least for a minute. But I went on the PCS channel on YouTube and I went and I looked at the first ever PCS Laundry Live episode. And we haven't told the story in a while. So there's a lot of new people like don't even know how this got started. And this will probably take me into the end of the show. I'm guessing we're pretty close. But I watched the first one and new folks, literally, it was in February. I was doing my laundry. I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be a dick, which is different than being an asshole. And we should really go into like the nuances between being a dick and being an asshole because there are differences. But I was being a dick and I was like, I'm just going to be a jerk. And I'm going to put the phone on. I'm going to sit in this chair 5 feet away in front of the washing machine. I'm going to go live on Facebook because I never went live on Facebook before. And I wanted to see what it was because I'm a curious kind of guy. And I said, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to turn on the go live, point the phone at the washing machine, point the camera at the washing machine while the laundry's flipping and not say a fucking word. And see how long it takes until somebody's like, what the fuck are you doing, you idiot? Cut this shit out or say something. And I let it go for like 15 or 20 minutes. I didn't say anything and people were watching it. You people watched an apple rot. That's another whole story. I'm not going to tell because we're close to the end. And so anyway, I went back and watched it. And I'm like, man, it was like, How did we get from that like 25 minutes of me just being a jerk and making you watch my laundry flip around in a washing machine to like a ritual gathering of the PCSers on Friday night around dinner time, and all the same people come, and a lot of the people that watched that night, if you watch the comments from that night, are the people who are commenting now, coming up on, you know, pretty soon is going to be a year later. So it's a little nostalgia, and it's not, I'm not trying to bait you into going to the Planet Common Sense channel on YouTube. Just go type in Planet Common Sense, and please make sure you subscribe. I'm not trying to get you to do that at all. But it's like kind of nostalgia at this point to go back and just watch a couple of minutes of the first one because it was pretty funny. Just go back there and scroll all the way down to the bottom. Every episode, which I think today was 35, every episode of PCS Laundry Live is on there. I got the pilot episode of the Ruth Bader Finsberg show is on there. We're going to do more with that too. That's more coming up. But yeah, go check that out. It was, I don't know, maybe I'm just an asshole. And I thought it was funny, but that's just me. Who knows? Can't account for taste. Donald Levesque said, Twat Goblin. Okay, now we're going through the Glennicon to get, who was that? Anna Davis up to speed. Let's see who we got jumping in. I went off on, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to go off on you, Mona, about the pumpkin spice, but you hit my trigger. Okay, so Anna Davis, listen. Watch. B. Marie said scoon. That's one of my words. That's a complex one, too, because that encompasses about 5 words all jammed together. Donald Levesque, Twat Goblin. Kira Weber Hopwood, type Puss Cookie, Twat Goblin, and Scoon. So, yeah, everybody's helping out. There's like a bunch more than that. Douche Bagel, Left Hole. That's one of my words. We're going to get one of these is going to catch on. Like, I want to hear Trump say one of my words. I'll jump out the window. How awesome would that be? And if you said it like, I got this word on this stupid Facebook page I go into, Twat Goblin, check that out. Isn't that a great word? It's a huge word. Everybody should say that word. It's a huge word. It's the greatest word ever. If he ever does that, like when he's talking, I'm just going to freaking die right there. That'd be awesome. I want to hear Trump say Twat Goblin. I want to hear Trump call Hillary a Twat Goblin. I'll be fucking famous. That'll be great. Anna Davis, I still remember that. So Anna, you've been around. I apologize then. I guess maybe you just haven't been on PCS Laundry Live. So you know all the words then. Apple was Apple Stiltskin. We watched an Apple Rock for 3 months. That's what we do here. We're fucking something wrong with us. We're just all whatever we are. PCSers. V. Marie, what time is the rally? In an hour. I believe the rally starts at 7 o'clock Central Time, which is 8 o'clock for me, which means I got to get this wrapped up, get my laundry out of the dryer, packed up, grab some food, and head home. If I got to stop and set up the watch parties before I get home, I'll do that. But figure 8 o'clock Eastern Time, or roughly, I'll probably get it going beforehand, so, you know, they got that little intro show, and then it'll kick in, and we'll hear some cool music and stuff like that, and we'll get that all done. So, Anna, again, I apologize. I thought you were new, but again, maybe you just new to the live show on Friday night. Sherry Sievert, I'm off. Going to watch El Camino with my son. Been waiting 6 years for this. It better be worth it. Good night, everybody. Have a safe weekend. There's a shitload more on this scroll. I'm just going to go like do the last 10 or 12 and then wrap it up because it's getting late. Donald Levesque, use a net as you hang out the window. It's not that important. Chris Scalzo, ha ha ha, me too. I'll drop it so I stand back. I got hand issues, man. You know, and I hate bringing this up. This is like another like PCS jacked up G-Pack. Like I got this thing in my hands. It's called Depiter's contracture. And it's just this condition. It's a genetic thing that I believe I got from my paternal grandfather. And I'll show it to you. It's just, I don't know how well you can see it in this weather, but like the tendons and the ligaments in my hands have this thing where they harden up and they tighten, and like that's like literally as wide open as I can open my hand. And it's getting worse, you know, as time goes by, and there's really not much they can do about it. Like there's a treatment that you can get that just makes it temporarily stop, but then it comes back. Plus I don't have any money to go to the doctor anyway, so I don't mess with shit like that. But that's the whole problem with the phone. Like I drop shit all the time, and like I gotta hold stuff under my arm, and I'm losing this hand. You know, it's the kind of cool thing that if it keeps up the way it's going, like that there's a cool side to having like a debilitating condition, is that if it keeps up the way it's going, my hand's going to be in a permanent shocker in the next couple of years. And if you don't know what a shocker is, somebody else will explain it to you. Because I'm wrapping it up now. I'm going to say the last couple of scrolls. Chris, V. Marie, I feel the same about phones in the bathroom. Same reason, droppage. Kira Weber Hopwood, bye gang. I'll try to come back for some of the watch party. V. Marie, same here. Got to run to serve up some chili. Mona Eves, thanks for another fun evening, Glenn. Anna Davis, have a good one. Mary Gunny, have a great weekend. Deborah Vitale, I can't keep up with this. Linda Bleefnick, the start of Laundry Live. And the rest is history. Thank you once again, everybody, for joining us here Friday night. All your support of Planet Common Sense. All your support of PCS Laundry Live. Planet Common Sense on Twitter. That's at Glenn PCS. Follow us on Twitter. We're having a good time over there. Getting a lot of our source stuff for content on Planet Common Sense is coming from Twitter. We're getting some good screenshot stuff we're putting up on Twitter. So if you do Twitter, look us up. It's at Glenn PCS. Type it in. Get on board there. Check out the Planet Common Sense channel on YouTube for all the back catalog of PCS Laundry Live, including that pilot episode that I just told you about. And I think I've done all my housekeeping. I love each and every one of you guys. Thanks so much for all of this. I will see you in a little while on the watch party, and I am out.